Hello, my dear Gemini, and welcome to another reading with me, Mountain Medicine Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and light some sage here. I'd invite you to just take a few deep breaths, really tune in and tap into this energy that's coming here for you. We have a really cool spread. I'll just go over the positions as we clear this space. Go ahead and get comfortable. Light whatever scents that you like, either candles, incense, or herbs. Just taking that time that you need, getting comfortable, releasing any thoughts or feelings from the day as well. It's okay for us to set intentions for the reading, but it's very important as well to allow the reading to do the talking. So just releasing any expectations that you have. Again, hold the intention as much as you wish, but I always recommend to release that energy just a little bit. So in the center here, we will have the underlying energy of your reading, the focus of the reading. Then we will have the past here in this position. That goes hand in hand with your ability to trust, to have others in your space and your vortex. Then we have the mindset, or what it is that you're focusing on, getting into your goals. Then we have messages here from the spirit realm, all the way into your next forward action. And then here we will read the Lenormand, just like a sentence. So let's go ahead and get started here. Wow, in the center we have the unknown. So many of you are going through this really cool transformation journey. You're going from the maiden to the mother to the guardian to the crone. And this is something that I teach, going around in this beautiful spiral, this medicine wheel. And so you're diving in, and we have this full moon here. It's actually a full moon as I'm recording this. It says here, knowing the unknown. Interesting. So we'll dive into that as we go along here. That may indicate some Akashic records or just soul journeying, something to that effect. Let me see here. I gotta start in order. Usually everything is shifted. I recently moved my table, so I almost went in there, but I have to read this upright for you. So in the past here, we have the dream time, which is beautiful. Again, unlimited vision, being able to see beyond just normal time and space, really pushing yourself when it comes to visualizing. I actually have a couple videos on YouTube now about how to visualize, how to meditate and actually see something. So I will link that in the description box. Let me go ahead and write that down so I can make it as an end card or something like that, so you know where to find it. So then we have here in your mindset, take things lightly with a grain of salt, okay? So we have 2, 2, 3, 3, 5. 2 plus 2 is 5, and we see that 2 times. So that could be some angel numbers for somebody out there. But this character here is the class clown. He's here to lighten the mood. He's here to wreak havoc. It's almost a little bit of a tower energy because there's no escaping it. The universe is going to play with you until you learn your lessons. And then in the reverse position, we do have for your spirit message, the storyteller, who is all about expansion. So we have these arms here, this sort of cradling of the arms. An interesting energy. I think there's some containment that's needed, maybe being or feeling a little bit too eccentric when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to research, but your intentions are in the right place. I just feel as though something about the expansion, the letting go, the embracing, the surrendering. I'm hearing exchange, something about this exchange of energy perhaps. So we'll come back to that. And in the forward movement here, we have burden basket, excuse me, which is all about this self-reliance. This was somewhat of a backpack back in the old times. And so there's a lot of different meanings to this card. So as a forward movement energy, I would say be careful what you carry. Again, I had that containment here with these arms folded. These arms are shut. They are holding something, perhaps carrying burdens that are not entirely yours to carry. So you're looking to, and it might have to do with information, holding secrets for people, something to that effect. And so we'll kind of come back to it, but let's see what the storyline is. Forward movement, which is another 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 3s on the table. Okay, so forward movement, very quick energy. And then we have the bear, which again can be that self-containment because they do go into the cave for hibernation. So that self-reliance comes through again. There's an independence that the bears have. So perhaps independent energy, going your own way, you know, really thinking independently from others. And this can also be kind of a maternal protection energy as well, but we'll come back to that. We have the clouds lifting, very good. Lifting to the garden. So this is about communication. We have communication here as well with the storyteller. So you are definitely here to express things. So if you've been containing yourself, I'm going to go ahead and flip that upright. I always do at some point, so I might as well pay attention and let you all know when I do that. It is on purpose. So we next have the lilies, which is another maternal energy. So some of you may have like a grandmother trying to come through here, and then the lovers or love. So yes, grandmother energy may be coming through here just to say, gosh, there's a lot of positive energy flowing to you. Communication of good tidings and love, really. There's a level of support there. The clouds will be lifted. You will be able to do this thing. You'll be able to move forward. Everything is very forward facing here. No reversals whatsoever. So if some of you are out there looking for love, this is the final outcome here. So there is this method of the journey, right? Moving quickly, moving steadfastly, being a protector, sharing along the way. And I'm being prompted to show you this peacock here. It's like an albino peacock. Not sure why, but that will be further confirmation for somebody. And we also have these angel statues. So we have this garden here, and then we also have this gate here that are both really having these angelic structures. So I'm thinking there's an energy there for some of you to understand. So really, really beautiful energy, whoever has the grandmother. Very awesome. I'm hearing more about the maiden voyage, something like that. If some of you are traveling and your question is yes or no, then yes, do the traveling. Okay. So now let's see if there's anything that has been suppressed or is ready to come forward at this time. I'm also feeling that the grandmother could come through twice. And here we have, it's time to lead, to be a leader. And 2 + 1 = 3. So yet another 3, which will be pertinent for some of you who do numerology. This is really about straightening your crown and standing up straight and tall and having that jurisdiction that I will do this and come or don't. It's kind of, maybe some of you are like wanting to leave a relationship or wanting to leave somewhere that's felt very priority up until now. And so the question is, do I leave people behind? And I don't feel that you need to. I don't feel like you have to, but if you do, take it lightly. Just say, okay, well, that's all there is to it, right? Come or don't. So then we have open your arms. Whoa. I love it when this happens. So we had these closed arms energy, and I really, really felt that for you being pertinent. And then in the center here, we have open your arms. So there's something here about not letting the love in, or being closed off or blocked, or, you know, having your wings being folded around you rather than widely outspread. It's like living in a cage and then finally being able to open your arms. It's very, very beautiful, and it's something that you're meant to do. So if that is a maiden voyage, again, definitely a yes answer for you. Okay, I have to remember where everybody was. There we go. Okay, so yes, the expansion being reversed, that could be that there was some second guessing energy about, do I stay or do I go? And they're kind of saying, don't hesitate, don't overthink it. The expansion, of course, is the goal, so don't resist the expansion. Okay. So let's dive into more of your mindset, maybe a little bit of what your goals are to find this place or to go on this journey. And it could be a new relationship, it could be any decision that you've been thinking on that came to mind is probably the right one. So then we have here flexibility. So some of you are looking for flexibility in your schedule, perhaps career-wise. This would be the career sector. So some of you are just looking for the ability to travel. You're looking for the ability to roam. We have the tiger here, which is just really wild, untamable energy. And I'm feeling that a lot for you, Gemini. And some of you may have been at odds with that. You know, should I stay grounded? Should I stay where I am and just go there in my mind? You know, there's like that country song that says that, let's go there in our minds. And, you know, just think of that country road and, you know, how free and open it is. And so there's something about angels coming through here to lead you, something about visiting the other side. I mean, it's easy to do this in a meditation to connect to your spirit helpers. You know, this is not uncommon for me to see here. So if you're interested in looking at that and having a one-on-one conversation with this past person, then definitely let me know. I'll put everything in the description box you need for a personal reading or a personal session to do an Akashic Records session, which again was indicated here a couple different times for us to meet that person. Okay, anyway, we have the truth here. Interestingly enough, we had information. So maybe you're on the voyage to seeking information for some of you. It will be in this context or this way of using, you know, stories to tell the cards. But for some of you, you may be diving into more of this unknown. What don't I know? What is limited to my vision? How can I lead in a way that's going to be the most beneficial for this earth? And how can I really make my stake in the world and, you know, stake my claim, find the abundance? We all have abundance questions. And that is to stick to what you do know and follow those breadcrumbs by going into this unlimited vision, this dream time state. And then really the answers will come to you. You will just be drawn to them. You'll just see them in plain sight. Sort of how this reading, I'm feeling for somebody it's really hitting, hitting home. Then we have education here as well. So, and a 3 and a 5. We have several 3s, several 5s. So we have here another indication of the records, because we have this fairy kind of coming out of the book, and the Akashic Records is all about traveling. I think of it more as reading a novel than I do like a textbook. People say that you know, go to your Akashic Records to find your soul contracts and read the answer. And I don't actually teach it that way primarily. Primarily, I think of it as more this other side, this, you know, it's in Native American times called other side camp. So I almost just went ahead and said that. But in any case, you know, sometimes it's a staircase, sometimes it's, you know, shapes that you see on the ceiling, you know, and you feel like your whole essence is kind of climbing up out of yourself and going into the ethers to have this experience here. And that's more the way that I teach it and the way that we go about that on a session. So again, having a session would be wonderful, but then you're feeling the need also to study this, to really dive into how it's done, how I can use my mind to manifest things, you know, how I can create this flexibility and just live a freedom-based lifestyle. I feel that many of you are feeling that call of just, when are the clouds going to lift? When can I finally go on this expansion journey and have myself financially secure as I go? And the answer is to educate yourself specifically about this topic here of the unknown and that other side. Okay, let's see here what's on the bottom. Okay, we have another 5 here. And there's a little bit of fear running the show for some of you. And many of us do have that. You know, there's some sort of fear, some sort of story somewhere within us that makes a path of beautiful forest and blossoming leaves look very scary and dreary, right? So they're really prompting you to focus on the positive here. Really, both of these, the images are almost identical, but they're like reversed, right? You have to get through the dark to get to the light, where this one is like the light is just right there, just go for it. So it's a perspective that is ready for you to shift from fear to this really automatic lifestyle is what I'm hearing. It's like follow the sun, allow the clouds to lift by focusing primarily on the light, not the dark. Okay. So let's go ahead here with your next step. What is it we're going to be expressing and living outwardly? What is Gemini going to be expressing? Enchantment, but it was upside down. So this is a very magical card. We have a mermaid here, and she's playing with her hair. She's like something out of folklore, and there is a castle peak here, a lighthouse of some sort. So it's like modern, but also medieval. So there's this really beautiful blossoming energy here with this enchantment, but it was in the reverse. So allow the magic to get to you, and it will be very a fun experience. And we see that here with the abundance, which was just poking straight up, so I had to grab it. But I'm also going to show you this one here, which is ancestors. So we definitely felt that grandmother energy coming through, and here we have it again. So anything you can do, either in the Akashic records and your soul contracts, and reading your soul book, that's huge for your ancestry, your lineage, healing generational whatever, DNA code healing. Something that we also talk about in my mastermind that I'm launching, which is all about this process here, the maiden, the guardian, the maiden, mother, guardian, crone. So this is your ultimate peak potential energy here, is enchanted abundance. And your ancestors want to teach you this. They want to show you this maiden voyage and how you can rise up and see yourself as this leader, and see yourself as someone who knows, more than the next person or what have you. Not from a place of feeling prideful. It's more just, this is what I'm capable of. This is what I'm here to do. So very important message there, just about how important you are to the planet as a whole. I feel that many of you have this soul mission, this thing that you're called to, that you're wanting. So definitely all about my mastermind here. Okay, so the momentum here of what is driving you, interestingly enough, right next to this Heyoka where I got this Tower card energy, this is the Tower card of this deck mixed with the Hangman, and then we have Take Things Lightly there. So things are already chaotic is how I feel, and many of you are really just tapping into this energy of, I want something bigger, I want something more. So the other energy that's coming for you is this, it's a quite motherly energy as well. A Page of Bows, this is a feminine energy. And it's about emotional overflow, allowing yourself to truly feel things. This is like the otter spirit. I know they're called something different, but it's more like a ferret. I know that's wrong, but ermine, there's a couple different names, but this one's quite a bit bigger, and it would be over in Europe. So in any case, it's like the coat is almost like of a beaver a little bit. And so they have this ability to swim in water, which allows them to be a messenger between those worlds, right? From the water, getting out, and then having barely any water on their back because they're already on land, and so they're dry, and now they're a mammal again, right? So there's this integration here that's happening between you and abundance, and it's quite beautiful. And at the bottom here, we have the Archer, which would be like, it's not quite Fool energy. It would be maiden energy, right? This newness, this number 7. It's only number 7 in the deck. So there's quite a few more, archetypes that this wanderer of this deck meets before being in this full potential here. So don't be afraid to be where you are. You don't have to be all the way grown up yet. In hearing like you're still a kid, you're still a child, like sort of like allow yourself to have fun is what I'm getting at. Okay. So let's go ahead here and see what aspects of you are going to be coming forward at this time. What aspects of Gemini do they need to embody? Yeah. So when I pulled this card, I heard sage very, very clearly. So this is like the sage, the healer. So I think that your healing journey, this cleansing journey that you're going on, these processes that you've been leading on, it has to do a lot with healing, a lot with shedding old limiting beliefs and, blasting through glass ceilings, all of those things that are kind of buzzwords now about, not taking no for an answer and really being a leader. And the reason why, Gemini, is because you're meant to do this work. You're here to experience the pains and the upheavals and the upsets and, the drama of life, but it's for a very specific person or a purpose, maybe person. Okay, but purpose is what I meant. But anyway, another maiden energy here. So you're in the maiden phase of your voyage, if that makes sense to anyone. But at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Queen of Fire. So you're here to do big things, but it's important to just be where you are. This is someone who's in the most fertile moments of her life. She has all of these eggs around here, right, which are fertility, and her heart chakra is glowing, and she has this seed in her belly, and she's a girl, not yet a woman. And there's something so beautiful about that time frame, which will eventually lead you to this here, but you're trying to jump ahead. It feels like you're trying to, maybe there's some escapism sort of going on. Like those of you who are feeling called to the traveling, are you traveling in order to get away, in order to run, right? So the Queen of Fire would stand her ground. She would say, I'm here to be a leader. I'm here to understand my purpose and to put my feet in the sand, and you will not budge me, make me budge. Because there's this magic here. This whole section here is like glowing purple, like the hue of this here. And the energy behind it is just, it's really, really powerful. And it feels like this love, kind of a grandmother to a granddaughter type energy, but it's like, understand your power and understand your light. And then we have at the bottom of the deck here, we have the sun, so more fire energy. Quite a bit of fire here, fire and water. So it could be that you're emotionally going through a lot of ups and downs. One moment you're ready to jump on the ship, and then the other moment you're kind of flat on your back being like, what is this? Why am I being called to this if I can't go, right? And I totally understand that energy. We all have this sort of big dream, this big why, as they call it, your reason for breathing and getting up for the morning, to go about your life. Another 3 and 1 again. So some of you have that number 3, that's really kind of coming in here strong. So in any case, it's again, follow the light, go where you're guided. If it's education, then do that. If it's a certification course, then consider the Akashic Records, because it is so very powerful and insightful, and just there's a lot of energy there. So let's see here how you can greater connect. What is the means of which you can connect to your higher sources? And we have healing here. This may look familiar. Somebody's saying that they will recognize this person. It's probably just for one person out there who has the grandmother energy coming in, maybe many of you. But yes, we have the owl here, which is again, unlimited vision. Being able to see 360 degrees. And this purple hue coming through again. This purple hue is so very powerful, and it's this self-healing, self-love, heart chakra, amethyst meaning. I mean, you could just Google up amethyst meaning, and all of that would be for you, okay, from this grandmother spirit. So go ahead and Google up amethyst meaning, and you'll get a message as well. So really, really beautiful energy. It's like they're trying to say they're here all around you. They're here all the time. There's not a time that they're not there with you. They have the ability to do that. And some of you are going to be feeling called to become this healer and to be able to show people, it's okay to hold your staff and to allow yourself to be this healer and to be all seeing, all knowing, and also be grounded in your earthly experience. It's okay to integrate those two things. You can be highly spiritual and highly normal all at the same time. So very beautiful there. And the more that you heal your personal experience, the better you're going to be. So, we have healing many, many times, but the only thing that you're healing personally that I'm feeling called to is this leadership role. It's a method of hiding in fear from this being the most fertile ground of your life. It's like the ability to reach your roots down into the earth. There's something there. And it doubles you back to protection, which is interesting because maybe some of you have had a bad experience with mystical things. This plant here is yarrow. So if you have yarrow in your yard, most people do. Don't pick it, use it. Very, very beautiful plant for many very beautiful reasons. But, you don't have to be afraid of doing your own style, your own type of ritual. It doesn't have to be called that. It doesn't have to be witchy. It can be Native American. It can be, tapping into chi in Japanese culture. You get to pick what works for you. So again, take things lightly. And this is protection as well. So there's something here about protecting your energy. Just because you're diving into this enchantment, this dream time, this opening of channels. And the reason why protection is one of the first things that people suggest to do as you're opening your channels is because it's very important also to close the channels. And people don't talk about that. If you automatic write and you're open and you're like, beautiful, I'm channeling, this is an intuitive, beautiful experience, it's so wonderful, and then you walk away from it and go back to life, you may continue to get those messages as you're trying to drive or as you're trying to talk to somebody else, then you get this looking off in the distance, suddenly kind of this squirrel brain, like, wait, don't talk to me, I'm getting a message now. And you can turn that off. So explore the idea of being able to shut down the channel as much as you are able to open it. And that will allow you to have that level of protection, even just to say, don't give me more messages for the rest of the day so that I can rest, something to that effect. But also protection is just a really simple, easy thing to find out how to do, just how to protect energy. Okay. Personal boundaries, things like that as well. If you have people in your space that are challenging to be around, just stating things like affirmations, saying this person's energy has nothing to do with me. I will not be responsible for other people's pains. I will not be responsible for other people's anguish, and allowing spirit to take over. Okay, so the animal that's here for you is the moose. And this is a very confident creature. They don't fear, first of all, and I've been feeling that sort of this afraid to stand up all the way tall. It's like you're going to shadow over somebody, but it's not that case. This is, look at the nose in the air. It's like this really powerful, like, come at me. I've got my lessons learned. I've done my healing journey. I know what it's like to do these things. Now watch me roar. So very powerful there for you. And let's see what other animals coming through here for you. Okay, well, I got 3. All right, the bear is in the reverse. So something about introspection and having this self-image. So some of you may have your healing journey around your self-image. The things that you've gone through has had to do with your reflection, because I actually got a couple different mirror cards as well. It was when I was shuffling, so I wondered if it was come up again. They haven't here, but now I'm recollecting the shuffle and seeing those mirrors. So just know that your reflection is beautiful regardless of who says what. And then we have here patience. So maybe with that maiden voyage, the goal is to go. The goal is to spread your wings and to fly, but don't forget to be here now and to go a steady pace so that the universe does not intervene and come through and decide for you, you know, you need to have this experience, so I'm going to lightning bolt from the sky and change your whole direction. You can change all of that, the need for the universe to intervene, by just having a little bit of patience on this journey and just say, you know, I'm carrying a very heavy leaf and that brings me closer to the earth and that makes me very, you know, in tune, so therefore I'm happy. Now, the ants as well represent community. So also don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Okay, and go through the different channels. If you're feeling called to pursue education, then go ahead and do that, because they are asking you to take action of some kind, but it feels like short-term action. Okay, that's what the antelope are very much about. Like, this would be long-term and this would be short-term. So the antelope are known for what we call jumping the string. So I actually practice archery here, and antelope are very difficult to find because they will bear down and then pounce. So by the time your arrow gets to them, they have what they call jumped the string, because the sound that it makes versus them being able to jump, even though it's fractions of a second, they're somehow able to do it. And it's just absolutely incredible, really. And we have another 3 here. So, and a 3 here. Oh my goodness, what is going on, Gemini? We have, ooh, trying to get these in order here to make sense. 3, 2, 5, 3, 7. Interesting. So, and then a 3, 5 here. Very, very interesting, you all. So many 5s, so many 3s. So some of that will be a really, really good indicator for you, and a lot of 1s. I was wondering, okay, because I saw 1, 1 being 2, 1, 1 here, 1, 6, which equals 7, which is over here, 3, 1, 5, then a 6, then a 2, then a 3, and 2 and 4 is also 6. 3, 3 here, 2, 1 there, 2, 2. Wow. Okay, so there's no other numbers here that isn't 1, 3, 2, 5, 6, or 7. So in any case, I get on tangents. Another card for illumination and rising above. Okay, the eagle is, there's no doubt he's the king of the sky. There's no doubt he's got the courage, the confidence to rise up and to go over everybody's heads and, you know, damned whoever gets in their way, right? It's that confidence to rise and to not second guess yourself, not once, not ever. There's just no reason to play small. There's no reason to, you know, stop running at the steady pace. It's not a sprint, right? It's a steady pace. And the reward that you get is expansion. The reward that you get is complete and total abundance, with this ability to be at peace and at one with source and spirit. And then we have at the bottom of the deck here the pipe, which is that another number 1, about inner peace, inner resolve, inner reflection. And then the 2 and 1 equaling 3. And then we have the 3 and the 1. So I apologize to get into that too much, but it's very, very fun for me. Okay, and then the bottom of the deck here from this center card is a 3 and a 1, and it is intention. It says, lacking personal direction begets confusion and life as a pawn to someone else's game of chess. So be deliberate. This is you, Gemini, with your crown on and your protection spell on. And, you know, she has scrolls here. That's a scroll. So another Akashic Records nod. So if you would like to get into those soul contracts to see past lives, again, we have wings wrapped around her. Interesting. So yes, the wings are closed, but now they're more relaxed, right? She's willing to fly those wings up and just go. She has her tribal paint on. I mean, powerful, powerful card. And, you know, getting to stand in this abundance and stand tall and just have this beauty blossoming from you, having that connection to your ancestors is extremely strong. I mean, there's just no substitute for it, because life gets lonely. You know, there's no doubt about it. And especially when you are as strong as you are, Gemini, it doesn't surprise me if some of you are feeling a little bit like you're standing alone. right? But this grandmother energy is here. The universal sources are here, to kind of say, don't take things seriously. Just put one foot in front of the other. Really light your fire and light it as bright as you want to. Don't have any fear of dimming anybody else's light, or you know, staying small at the sake of someone else. And, sometimes we do that without even knowing, right? So make your intentions clear with the universe and with your guides. They are going to be the ones that you want to share all of this with. So tap into the meditations. I will link up the how-to video if you'd like to do the meditation yourself, but I do recommend having a guide. If not me, then somebody, just to sort of see to it that you go smoothly through that transition, this great doorway to that angelic realm, or the Akashic realm, if as I say. So, my dear Gemini, I hope that this reading has come full circle for you. Everything will be in the description box to reach out to me to book a reading, a session, Akashic Records, or I have my mastermind as well that I didn't get to mention too much, but I do mention all of these things, plus go into more of this process here that we're doing from the maiden to the crone in my Facebook group as well. So I'll link that Facebook group so you guys can join us in there. We're talking about the full moon, astrology, and all the beautiful things with human design coming through the coaching industry. So it is called Healing the World with Mountain Medicine for Intuitive Coaches. I will see you all there or in my inbox. I'll see you next month. Bye.